generally called as litmus, phenolphthalein, and onion and vanilla, red cabbage. All of them are called as indicators. Indicators are certain neutral substances which helps us to identify as which is an acidic substance and which is a basic substance. I hope all these points we have discussed in the previous session and it's clear to everyone. Is anyone having any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes. So I have given a small research work to find out some common acids. Did anyone do that? I don't think so. Today in WebGenie, I will be sharing some questions which you need to solve and be ready once the school reopens. I will be correcting those questions based on the chapter which we are dealing right now. Am I clear to all of you?
Ma'am, should we write it in the chemistry notebook?
Your chemistry notebooks are and not exactly with me, it's in school. So for all these extra questions, if you have an extra notebook at home, need not be a school notebook. Any notebook you have at home, you can write in that.
Okay.
Okay. And these questions will be something which will act as a question bank for your 10th board exam also. So please don't write in small pieces of papers and give it to me. Write in a proper notebook where you can have all the question answers together.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Dishita?
Ma'am, Yuvika just put a message in the chat.
Okay. 1 second then. Just check. One second.
मैं कमेंट पढ़ूं क्या मैम या फिर नीचे
नहीं मुझे दिख गया Okay, good work Yuvika. I think she is the only one who has found out certain examples of common acids. Now can we move on forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Moving forward, let us go to the new things. That before that, a small question from my side. I have made a table here, if you are able to see, where there are certain ingredients written here, rather certain chemicals written here. I want you to identify what will be the kind of litmus change in these particular things. The first ingredient here is hydrochloric acid. How do you think hydrochloric acid will show the change when red litmus is dipped in it and blue litmus is dipped in it?
Ma'am, when red
Yes.
litmus is dipped in hydrochloric acid, there's no change in color. When it is dipped in the blue litmus paper, it turns red.
Yes, Maisha, absolutely correct. Next comes potassium hydroxide. Sarvajit, can you tell me what will be the change in litmus paper for both red and blue for potassium hydroxide?
Red litmus will turn blue in color and blue litmus will stay the same.
Thank you. Very good. Next, sulfuric acid. Dharmin, can you tell what will be the change that we will see for sulfuric acid?
Red litmus paper will remain the same and blue litmus paper will turn into red.
Good. Ammonium hydroxide. Dishita, can you tell what will be the change?
Yes, ma'am. For ammonium hydroxide, red litmus paper will turn blue and blue litmus paper will remain red.
Remain same. Magnesium hydroxide and nitric acid are quite easily being identified from the name itself. I'll directly go to the last ingredient written over here, that is vinegar. Can Jyotsna tell what is the change that we can observe in case of vinegar?
Ma'am, in red litmus paper, it stays the same, and blue litmus paper turns to red.
Yes. What acid does vinegar contain? Can any of you say?
Acetic acid.
Acetic acid. Now below, yeah, correct. Now if you see under, I have written a precaution that the litmus paper must be moistened with water before conducting a test. Why is it so? Why the litmus paper needs to be moistened? It is because these acids or bases show their characters with the change of litmus paper only when the acidic or the basic ion which is associated with it is liberated out of it. So every acid has an H plus ion and every base has an OH minus ion. Now this H plus ion or OH minus ion can only be released when the acid or the base is dissolved in water. So when the litmus paper is wet, the water content in the litmus paper helps the acid or the basic substance which comes in contact with the litmus paper to split so that the H plus and OH minus ions will be released. And hence we can see the change in the litmus paper. If you take a dry litmus paper and put on some dry pellets of sodium hydroxide, you will not see any change in it. But the same sodium hydroxide, if dissolved in water and the litmus paper is also wet, we can see the change. Am I clear to all of you on this?
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, why do both of the like the litmus paper and the solution have to be dissolved in water or like moisture? Because isn't one enough?
One is also enough because the moment the red litmus paper will touch the dry palette also, the upper surface of the palette will come in contact with water and it will be in liquid form.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Now moving on to the next thing that we are going to learn today is how do metals react with acids. The reactions that we are going to learn now specifies the chemical properties of acids and bases. Till now when we say metal, acids are sour, bases are bitter, all those things are the physical properties. That means we can use our senses to find out what are the differences between acids and bases. But right now, the characters that we are going to learn will be something which is related to the chemical nature of acids. Now I've written few points here, like basically this is the base reaction for metals reacting with acid. If I'm highlighting the thing, are you able to see the highlighted version?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. So if you see a metal when reacts with acid, it basically forms a salt and lot of hydrogen gas is evolved out of it. Now this salt doesn't mean the common salt NaCl. It means any salt which is an association of a positive and a negative ion and is an ionic character which doesn't show any basic or acidic nature when tested with litmus. The reaction that is given in your book is of zinc granules reacting with sulfuric acid. Zinc granule here represents the pure zinc metal and sulfuric acid has the reaction, chemical formula of H2SO4. Now, when they react, the product that is formed is ZnSO4 plus H2. Now here my question is to Shivani. Shivani, can you tell me what kind of reaction is the one which is written here? Zn plus H2SO4 gives ZnSO4 plus H2. We have already learned the types of reactions.
Displacement reaction.
Displacement reaction. Very good. Shyamak, the next question goes to you. Looking into this reaction, can you tell that which element is more reactive and which is less reactive?
Zinc is more reactive and hydrogen is less reactive.
Zinc is more reactive. Very good. So, since zinc is more reactive than hydrogen, zinc is able to replace hydrogen in sulfuric acid, and the new compound that is formed is zinc sulfate. Yes? Now, hydrogen gas that is evolved is generally a colorless and an odorless gas. So basically what you can see, I will show you a small video which will help you to understand what you can see when this happens. Is the video's first slide seen by everyone?
Ma'am, I can't see it.
You are not able to see?
No, ma'am.
Nobody is able to see the video?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. Are you now able to see the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Now we are.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now observe the video. It is showing the reaction of zinc with hydrochloric acid. Instead of sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid has been used. But the basic concept is same, that what happens when a metal reacts with an acid. So here zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid. In this test tube, hydrochloric acid has been taken, around 10 ml, in which the person is going to drop some zinc granules. These are the zinc granules, the shiny particles of zinc. Now see the kind of bubbles that is coming out of the test tube. This is generally called as effervescence. Effervescence is the bubbling of any kind of substance in a liquid that comes
What is it
out.
called?
Effervescence.
Can you come again?
Should I tell the spelling?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Hello. Is my voice breaking?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Effervescence. E-F-F-E-R-V-E-S-C-E-N-C-E. Effervescence. Effervescence basically is the scientific word for the term fizz. All of you know fizz, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So effervescence is the scientific word for fizz. See the kind of bubbling that is coming out of the test tube. Did all of you see that?
Yes,
Ma'am.
Now can you see my presentation?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. So the bubbling that you saw is showing us hydrogen gas is liberated. Now, if you have observed the bubbling carefully, the gas does not have any color. Neither hydrogen has any odor to it. So how to identify that the gas that is liberated can be considered as hydrogen gas? The test that is done for it is the gas is passed through soap water, and this soap water comes out in the form of bubbles. And when a handle or a sphincter is brought close to it, the bubbles start bursting with a popping sound. And the popping sound helps us to identify that a particular gas is hydrogen. So a colorless and odorless gas like hydrogen can be identified using this kind of test.
Ma'am, why
Next
does it
slide.
pop, ma'am? Popping
Yes?
sound? Why does it give a popping sound?
It is bursting. Whenever a balloon bursts, whenever any kind of bubble bursts, it certain gives a popping sound. Like if lot of fish is there, and if you bring your fingers very close to it, you get certain popping sound of it, but that sound is very feeble. The only thing to bring a burning sphincter and making the sound is so that the sound is little audible and the gas can be identified. Now this is a picture which is given in your book. I hope all of you are having your textbook in front of you.
Yes, ma'am.
In this picture, there are certain things to notice. This is a test tube in which the hydrogen gas is evolved because the acid and the zinc granules are in this test tube. Now the mouth of the test tube is closed with cork which is having a single hole from which a delivery tube is passed. The role of cork is it will not allow the hydrogen gas to pop up to just escape from the test tube just like that. Because if the cork is not there, the bubbles will be visible with the liquid. But as soon as the gas comes on the surface of the liquid and it escapes out of the liquid, we will not be able to find the gas because it's a colorless and odorless gas. So immediately the particles will disperse in the air. Here they have put a cork so that passing of hydrogen gas can happen only through the delivery tube. Yes, student?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Your
My
voice is
question,
breaking.
yes?
Your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Is it Jyotsna?
Yes, ma'am.
Others are able to hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Breaking sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Should I repeat this thing again?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Look at the setup. The test having the liquid acid in it, or I should say dilute acid in it, in which the zinc granules are poured. The test tube is closed with a cork. The purpose of having the cork here is the hydrogen gas which will be formed should not escape from the tube without any visibility. So to make the escape through only one channel, a delivery tube is attached through the cork. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
now the end of the delivery tube is dipped in soap water. The video that you saw in that, the bubbles that were formed were simply going up and the hydrogen gas is escaping from the liquid. In such, we cannot say that we heard the popping sound because the sound of the fizz will be so loud that we won't find any sound of the popping of the bubbles. So to make it more clear, we pass the gas through soap solution. Now, as soon as the gas is released in the solution, it rises up in the form of bubbles. A burning sphincter or candle is brought close to it, the bubbles burst with a popping sound. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Jyotsna, could you hear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now my question will be based on what are the significance of two things, the cork and the soap solution. Jheel, can you tell me what is the function of the cork over here?
Yes, ma'am. The cork is there because hydrogen gas cannot go out and it can be
Released from only one delivery
tube.
tube. Yes? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
My question will be for Farhan. Farhan, why is the other end of the delivery tube dipped in soap solution?
Ma'am, when the hydrogen gas is not dipped in the soap solution, it's not audible when the hydrogen gas bursts. So when we put it in the soap solution, it comes in the form of bubbles, and when a pincher is brought close to it, we can hear the sound of bursting.
Yes. So if the soap solution is not there, neither the popping will be audible, nor we will be able to locate the hydrogen molecules in the air. Is clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone having any doubt in reaction of acids with metal?
Oh, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Can we move to the next one?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Reaction of bases with metal. Bases also show the same kind of reaction. Minute. Now, here the base that has been taken is sodium hydroxide. So from the formula, if we see OH is attached to any kind of element, we can easily understand that it is a base. And when bases reacts with metal, they also form salt and hydrogen. Here, when zinc granule is dipped in sodium hydroxide, the compound that is formed is Na2ZnO2, which is also called as sodium zincoate. This reaction is there in your book. Find out.
Ma'am, can you repeat it again? Your voice is breaking.
Okay. When zinc granules are dipped in a base, for example, here sodium hydroxide, reactants that are formed is sodium zincoate. The formula is Na2ZnO2, and along with it, hydrogen gas is also liberated. Is it clear now? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is more reactive, sodium 35 or sodium 37?
Here, come again.
Ma'am, which element is more reactive, sodium 35 or sodium 37?
If I am not wrong, 35 and 37 is for chlorine, Jyotsna, not for sodium. Sodium has a mass of 23. Clear? Am I clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, if you see, these kind of reactions are not very common. Do you know, can anybody guess also why? I have written here, this kind of reactions are not very common. Anybody can guess? Okay, let me take somebody's name. Yuvika, can you guess why this happens? Why we say that reaction of metal with acid is common but not with base?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes, yes, Jyotsna, you can try.
Ma'am, maybe because NaOH does not react with many metals and very
Yes. Most bases, they don't react with metals because apart from OH, whichever element is there in front of OH is generally more reactive than the metal. When it is reactive, the displacement reaction can't take place. Here also, if you see, zinc is not able to displace sodium. Zinc is getting associated with sodium. In the previous one, if you have seen, the previous when we have discussed about metals reacting, zinc is completely displacing hydrogen, because of which hydrogen is getting liberated individually. But when it comes to bases, the hydrogen is getting liberated individually, but zinc is only taking the place of hydrogen. And this kind of reaction also does not happen much commonly, because lime water is calcium carbonate and water in it, and carbon dioxide is getting added to it. So the resultant that is formed is calcium hydrogen carbonate. Now this calcium hydrogen carbonate is generally found as deposits in natural condition. In our day-to-day life, we see calcium carbonates in the form of lime, chalk, or marble. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sleepy, sleepy, yes, ma'am. Now, I'll again ask, Sidra, can you tell me why the delivery tube is immersed in lime water?
Ma'am, so that the bubbles which are created there directly pass through the tube.
Correct. Now, with this, this session, whatever I wanted to teach you is over. Now it comes to question time. So can we quickly recap with some questions?
Yes, ma'am.
I will ask questions whom I have not asked any question. Karun.
Yes, ma'am.
Karun, what is the radical for carbonate? Carbonate and hydrogen carbonate.
I don't know, ma'am.
Don't know? Okay. Can you tell now? Can you tell now? Yes, Karun?
Ma'am, I think so it's minus or HCO2.
HCO2 for?
Hydrogen carbonate.
Yes, and
minus CO3
okay, for
carbonate.
Carbonate. Now, while explaining, I also told why I have put this dash in front. It is not minus. It is showing the bond between the radical and the metal which will be associated with it. Yes, Karun?
Yes, ma'am.
So radical HCO2, radical CO3, which is getting added for hydrogen carbonate and carbonate respectively. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Done. Next question to Vivek. Vivek?
Yes, ma'am.
Vivek, which gas is formed during the reaction of metals with acids and bases? Yes.
Hydrogen gas.
Hydrogen. Yes, correct. Now, Pranavi, how can we identify the presence of hydrogen gas? Pranavi?
Yes, ma'am.
How can we identify the presence of hydrogen gas?
When the gases pass through soap water, okay.
It forms?
When the gases pass through soap water, it forms bubbles, And when we get a sphincter near it, there's a pop sound. That's because the gas is burning. We can identify the hydrogen gas like this.
Good, good. Then comes Nida.
Yes, ma'am.
Nida? Yes. What kind of reaction happens when zinc reacts with sulfuric acid?
You want me to tell the type of reaction?
Yes.
Displacement reaction.
Displacement reaction, and which element is displacing which element?
Sodium is displacing zinc.
No, I said zinc with sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is H2SO4.
I don't know.
See the screen. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you say, looking at the reaction, which element is displacing which element?
Zinc is displacing sodium.
Is sodium there in the reaction?
Okay, sulfuric acid.
Zinc is reacting. I have highlighted the element. Zinc is reacting. Zinc is reacting
with hydrogen.
Yes, zinc is replacing hydrogen. Are you telling me, asking me, Nida?
Sorry, ma'am.
No issues. Zinc is replacing hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Next comes, Dishita, did I ask you any question in the lesson?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm ready for another one.
Okay, this is an easy one for you. Which out of zinc and hydrogen, which is more reactive?
Zinc is more reactive.
Yes, done. Tahniyat?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the role of the cork in the apparatus setup of reaction of acids with metal?
Oh, okay. So, ma'am, the cork helps so that the hydrogen gas cannot escape from the gas tube.
Done. Very good. Vaishnavi, why is the hydrogen gas passed through soap solution?
It passes with the soap solution so that the bubbles come out of it.
Yes. Next,
and with that we can
yes,
hear the popping sound.
Popping sound. Good. Next comes Vardha.
Yes, ma'am.
Why reactions of acids with bases not very common?
Ma'am, because they usually don't react.
Yeah, why they don't react? Obviously, they don't react. That's why it is not common. Okay. Metals are less reactive than the elements that are associated with the base. Yes? So the displacement reaction can't take place. Hence, the reactions are not very common.
Yes,
Sophia, did I ask you any question during the session?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then the next one is for you. What are the forms in which we find the deposits of calcium hydrogen carbonate? Yes, Sophia?
It's
Look into your screen and tell.
Is it lime, chalk, and marble?
Yes, it is. Yes, I hope I have asked question to everyone. Is there anyone who is left out whom I did not ask any question? Did I ask questions to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now, any questions from your side? No questions? Hmm.
Ma'am, there are different types of potassium, so the forms in which potassium comes, right?
There are different kinds of?
There are different forms of potassium, right?
Yes.
So which
Forms
one
of potassium in the sense? Jyotsna?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just tell what exactly do you mean by forms of potassium? Are you talking about the different compounds that are formed out of potassium?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So which one of them is the most reactive?
Here, since we are talking about acids and bases, out of all of them, potassium hydroxide is extremely reactive. Now, out of forms, you can easily say if it is present in the form of a carbonate or carbonate, then it is probably a base, but out of that, potassium hydroxide is more reactive than the carbonate and hydrogen carbonate form.
Okay.
Okay?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Who is this?
Ma'am, Farhan.
Yes, Farhan?
Ma'am, why is vinegar considered a weak acid?
Vinegar is considered as a weak acid because vinegar contains acetic acid. Now, acetic acid, when it is present in lab, it is considered as a very strong acid. But in vinegar, there is only 3 to 5% of acetic acid and rest is water. So it is highly diluted. That's why it is considered as a weak acid.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else having any doubt?
Ma'am?
Yes, who is this?
Ma'am, this is Pranavi.
Yes, Pranavi.
Ma'am, you were talking about some questions to be written in the notebook, I think, before you started the session. What questions are
Yes.
those?
I will be sending those questions through WebGenie.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
I think all of you will be getting an accessibility of WebGenie. So I will be sending, you have the accessibility of WebGenie. I will be sending some questions. Now let me tell you, the questions that I will be sending will be based on the board pattern. So my first worksheet that will reach you will have all 1 mark question. I want you to write the answers in 1 sentence only, 1 or 2, not more than that. I don't want an elaborate answer for it. The worksheet will be posted today in WebGenie, so you will be able to view it and solve it.
Ma'am, is
To all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So can we end the session now?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, Karun, please.
Can you say why is reaction with metals and bases are not very common?
Reaction of metals, no. Reaction of non-metals, metals with bases is not very common. Sorry, yeah. It is because if you see the reaction of metals with acid, it is a displacement reaction. And hydrogen is getting displaced, which is liberated in the form of gas. Here, the metal is more reactive than hydrogen. But when it comes to bases, hydrogen is already attached with oxygen in a radical form. And it is very difficult to replace hydrogen in this case as it is having a radical form. Secondly, the metals, that's why the reactivity of the metals falls down. and hence these kind of reactions are not very common. It is very difficult to break a radical and take out one element out of it.
Okay, ma'am.
Radical you understood, because here OH is the radical. Hydrogen is not alone. Oxygen is already associated with it. And hydrogen will always have more affinity to have a bond with oxygen than any other than oxygen having with any other metal. That's why these kind of reactions are not very common. Because if this reaction has to happen, a metal should be able to take the place of hydrogen in the radical.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, which is not easily happening because they are already very good friends.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Any other questions, children?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, are the questions on the worksheet only for this chapter?
Only for this chapter, yes. Now in this chapter also, in this chapter also, we have not completed the chapter. Still certain part is left. Whatever is related till we have learned, I will send questions only related to that part.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So can we stop the session, children?
Ma'am?
Yes, Jyotsna?
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in the previous bio chapter, ma'am.
Bio chapter? Jyotsna, please message me. I will definitely clarify your doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Children, can we leave the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
A very safe stay, and thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
Ananya,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes,
ma'am.
you can leave the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Welcome, welcome.
Narayan sir is there waiting for us.
सर तो 2 मिनट है 10 बजने में.
कॉल कर रहे हैं नारायण सर, 2 बार कॉल कर दिए.
सर 2 मिनट है सर, मैंने छोड़ दिया बच्चों को.
ठीक है मैम.
ओके सर, मैं भी लीव कर रही हूँ मीटिंग.
हाँ ठीक.